Hey everybody, my name is Brandon. Welcome back to Cinefessions, where we talk all things media, and welcome to the 43rd episode of my Thrift Store Haul series. Today, I want to share with you guys some dead formats that I've been finding at the thrift store. I have VHS, and then I'm not going to say what it is, but I'm going to save it to the end because it is really cool. Something I have never seen at the thrift store or anywhere ever in person before. Plus, before we get into those, I do have a graphic novel and a book that I figured I would just stick in here since I have no others of that format to share in a future thrift store haul. So it's going to go in this video. So I just looked, it's been almost 2 months since, actually over 2 months, middle of February, since I did a thrift store haul. So that's well overdue. So let's not waste any more time at all. Let's dive right into thrift store haul number 43. All right, so let me get started with the book I found. And this one is a big chunky one, but it's actually 5 novels in one. So I had to grab this. This is The Ultimate Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, written by Douglas Adams. So this is going to have the original book, The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, and then the 4 sequels as well. So you have The Restaurant at the End of the Universe, Life, the Universe, and Everything, So Long and Thanks for All the Fish, and then Mostly Harmless, plus a bonus story, Young Zaphod Plays It Safe. So this is really cool, like definitely a readable copy of this, which is awesome. I have read the original book in this series, The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Admittedly, I didn't love it as much as most people I feel like do, but I did enjoy it for what it was, and I just thought this was too cool to pass up for 50 cents. So this one is in the collection now, and I hopefully one day will revisit Hitchhiker's Guide and then continue on through the rest of the series. So this is Douglas Adams' The Ultimate Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, so 5 complete novels in one. The other book-related item I found is a comic book, a graphic novel, I guess, and this is perfectly fitting because I just did a comic book haul not too long ago, and then I have a couple more coming. I went to Ollie's on Saturday and bought way too many, so it's just been a comic book craze right now for some reason. But anyway, this was an awesome find for a thrift store find. This is Stephen King's Creepshow. So this, of course, based on the film by George A. Romero, and it is an adaptation of that. I believe this originally came out in like 1982 or 1983. I literally just read it, 82, and this is just a reprinting of that. But this is cool. So let me show you some of the artwork on the inside so you guys can see that. But yeah, there are stories in here that were from the movie itself. So I remember this one in particular. But yeah, really fun movie. I watched it for the first time, I think last year, if I'm not mistaken. So really enjoyed it. But yeah, this was just a really cool find. And I saw these at Barnes & Noble, and they were, yeah, $18 is the cover price. I paid 50 cents for it. So not going to complain. Not in perfect condition, but definitely readable, which is the most important thing. So happy to have Stephen King's Creepshow in the collection. All right, now let's move over to the VHS tapes I found, and this is the largest stack. I think there's 8 here today. So now I know I said earlier in the year that I was going to limit this to horror or things I was nostalgic for. Honestly, a few of these fall outside of that, but I just thought they were too cool to pass up. And again, I'm paying 50 cents each, so I'm not a big financial burden. Mostly at this point, the burden is space, but I feel like that's kind of always what the burden is. But anyway, this is Hard Target with Rob Van Dam. Too much wrestling this weekend with Jean-Claude Van Damme. This is one that I own the sequel on Blu-ray, but I've yet to see this one. I thought I picked this one up on 4K, but I have not. It was Sudden Impact that I picked up on 4K. So yeah, looking forward to checking this one out. Just an action movie from that era. Looks like a lot of fun, and it's a John Woo film, so I'm sure it's going to be enjoyable, and I thought VHS would just be the perfect way to check this one out. I only own it on VHS and DVD, so might as well just watch it on VHS because that's more fun. So this is Van Damme in Hard Target. This next one is one that my wife and I started watching maybe the first 10-15 minutes, but it was on TV, and so I said, no, we're going to pause and we're going to pick it up on the DVD that I own of it, but we just haven't gotten back around to it. But either way, I definitely want to check out Con Air. Great cast on this one. John Cusack, Nicolas Cage, and John Malkovich. So should be a really good time once we get around to it. This is one that we probably will watch the DVD first, and then this is just cool to have in the collection for when I want to watch it in the future if I end up enjoying it. So yeah, should be another one kind of in the similar vein as Hard Target, just an action thriller from the, what is this, the early 90s, I believe, late 80s, early 90s. Well, I don't know what year this one is, but yeah, it's somewhere around there. So should be a lot of fun when I get around to it. This is Con Air. So I would love to one day have a full collection of the Star Trek films on VHS. It just like seems like a fun series to collect. So I grabbed two more that I didn't already own. First one here is Star Trek Nemesis. Now, these are ones I've not seen. I've not spent any time with any of the movies outside of the original, which I have next to me still waiting to share my thoughts on with you guys. But yeah, this looks just like a ton of fun. So I grabbed Star Trek Nemesis, and then this one is even cooler because the box for it is awesome. Star Trek First Contact, and look at that lenticular on there. That is just way too cool. So yeah, really looking forward to checking out both of these and the rest of the Star Trek series, but both were in very decent shape. 50 cents each. I figured I might as well add these, and then I'll just keep adding them as I go along here. So we have Star Trek Nemesis along with Star Trek First Contact. A couple of horror tapes coming up next here, and this first one still has the wrap on it, even though it is not sealed completely, but this is Stigmata, and I really like this movie, and I thought having it on VHS would just be too cool, so had to grab this one. But yeah, you can see it still has the sticker on it from the store, but it is already opened from the bottom. But yeah, just a really good movie, perfect for the VHS collection that I'm trying to build. We have Stigmata. And the only other horror movie I was able to find, I actually picked up just like 2 days ago when I went shopping on Saturday with my mom at some further away thrift stores. This is The Haunting. So fortunately, this is something I'll talk about in a future thrift store haul video, but the prices have gone up on media at my local Salvation Armies, which is really annoying, but fortunately VHS tapes are still 2 for $1, so happy to get this one for 50 cents. But yeah, another one I own on, I don't know if I have this one on 4K or Blu-ray, but I have the Paramount Presents version of it. So yeah, but either way, just another cool one for that horror VHS collection. This is The Haunting. This next one actually is a victim of some of those thrift store prices going up because they actually had a sticker on this one. They marked it at $2.99, probably because it's sealed. They think it's worth more, but this is The Man with the Golden Gun. So another one from my 007 collection. This one with Roger Moore as James Bond, one I have not yet seen, but I actually am going to be starting another James Bond vlog in the coming days here. So I'm looking forward to continuing on there, but you can see this is still sealed. Now, there's no stamps on this, so I don't know if this very well could be a reseal. I really don't know, but I'm going to open it either way, so I don't really care. I just thought it was cool. But yeah, this one was marked at $2.99, but I grabbed it anyway just because I thought it was pretty neat that it was sealed. So this is Roger Moore for the 007 collection, The Man with the Golden Gun. So last but not least on the VHS front, there is an Indiana Jones tape here that I was really thrilled to find because I just saw it in some of the other listings when I was looking to pick up a trilogy of the Indiana Jones films on VHS, but the one I ended up going with didn't have this one included. So was very happy to find an episode of The Young Indiana Jones. This one here is Treasure of the Peacock's Eye, and I love these because they all have chapters listed on the side. So this is chapter 18 of the series. So all of these have this style. They have that chapter listing, which I think is just really cool. And I don't remember what chapters the films are, but I want to say they're in the 20s, like maybe early 20s, I think. So this one takes place before that, but obviously because it's Young Indiana Jones, so clearly it takes place before that. But the Young Indiana Jones series, how I understand it, was just it was a TV series, but it was essentially all feature-length movies, TV movies. And so this one has a runtime. Oh, I saw it earlier. Now I'm not seeing it. I don't see it, but I think this one is going to run like a feature-length film runtime. Yeah, maybe it's not on here. For some reason, I thought I saw this on here before. But yeah, either way, this is just another cool ad for that Indiana Jones collection, which I do want to do a video on here in the coming weeks. So perfect ad. This is The Adventures of Young Indiana Jones, Treasures of the Peacock's Eye. There it is. All right, so let's move over now to another dead format that I have literally never seen in person before, but somebody brought back their entire collection, clearly. Maybe somebody passed away or cleaning out a house, whatever it was, but there was a whole bunch there, and they had the actual player as well, but the player looked so old, and it didn't have even like red, yellow, red, yellow, white cables on it at all. It was just like an RF adapter, which I don't have any TVs that have an RF adapter. Even my CRT, I don't think that one has an RF adapter at this point. But either way, I didn't grab the player, but I wanted to grab a few of these because I thought the artwork on these was just too cool to pass up. So first up here, it's just so gorgeous to look at, but this is an RCA video disc of Star Trek: The Wrath of Khan. And look how gorgeous that thing is. It looks so cool. But not only the front, the back as well. This is just too cool. So I grabbed this one. You can see there is price stickers on all these, which is why I didn't grab that many. And frankly, it's just, they're going to take up space because I'm not ever going to play these. I just think they're cool for the artwork. So I would like to hang them if that's possible. Maybe with like an album case or an album picture frame. I don't know if it's too big for that though. But either way, yeah, this was marked at $4. But when I actually went up to the cash register, they gave these all to me for 50 cents each, which made me very happy. So next up, another Star Trek one here. Star Trek 3, The Search for Spock. And again, just beautiful artwork on the outside. And then if you flip it over, it has some great work on the back as well. So yeah, another Paramount Home Video stereo video disc. I have no idea what the quality on these are. If I would imagine they're probably more equivalent to VHS as opposed to Laserdisc, which is why Laserdisc has probably have more of a boom than the video disc does at this point. But either way, it's just cool to have in the collection. And then they had some James Bond ones. So of course I had to grab the movies that I've seen. First up, Dr. No, and look how beautiful this is. I will say they also had Goldfinger. The artwork on Goldfinger was bad. It just didn't look good, and there was a rip in it, and so I decided to leave that one there, but had to grab Dr. No. Not the cleanest thing ever. You can see it is browning a little bit there, but still just beautiful to look at. And then the back there. Love this. I love this movie, so very happy to have this one. And then last but not least, and I think this one is my favorite of the art, I think. Like, it's just so perfect. From Russia with Love. And that is so beautiful. I love this. That is so cool. This one does have a little bit of ripping right there, but it's not too bad, and it's only on the RCA, not on the actual picture itself. So I thought that was worth having. I do have to get these stickers off still. I forgot to do that. But yeah, and then there is the back. I loved this one. I still think this may have been my favorite of the first three, but I don't know. I have to rewatch them at some point. But yeah, this is such a great movie. So yeah, very happy to have this in the collection. I just thought these were too cool to pass up. So that is now my video disc collection that I've started. Not quite Laserdisc, but I just thought it was a cool dead format collection. So might as well add these to my home and hopefully get to hang them at some point. So this one here is From Russia with Love. All right, so here are the VHS tapes, at least. If I picked up the video discs, you wouldn't be able to see them because there's nothing on the spine anyway, and then my daughter took off with the Creepshow graphic novel. But anyway, that is everything for today's thrift store haul. I would love to hear from you guys down in the comments below. What do you know about video discs? Anything? Hopefully you know more than I do, because I would love to learn something. So let me know down in the comments below if you are familiar with them. Do you have any in your collection? Is there one that is like beautiful artwork that I just need to find? Let me know that down below as well. But anyway, guys, that is going to do it for today. So thank you so much for checking out this video and making it all the way to the end here. I really do appreciate that. But that is going to do it for today, guys. So before I let you go, I'll just encourage you all to consume some media today. Thanks again for watching, and I will catch you all next time.